So now we want to draw our tree and the moonlight and a fence, maybe an animal or two. I think I want to get my moon in there first, so I'm going to use some of the white paint that I have left over from coloring my value scale, and just put the moon on whichever side you like. I'm going to put it over here, just a nice round moon. If you want to do a crescent moon, that's fine. Now we have an area that we know we're not going to put our tree blocking the way. So wash out my brush. And on these trays we have tempera cakes. There's brown and there's black. You can pick whichever one you like. Painting the trees this way, this is called a silhouette. I just did black for everything in this picture. A silhouette is when it's like just a shadow of the object and not the actual colors of the object. So you can do it either in black or brown, your choice. Since I did that one in black, maybe I'll do this one in brown. And on the tempera cake, you have to make sure you get it very wet. So I'm getting a lot of water on this. And to do the tree, I'm going to start at the bottom. And I'm going to go pretty close to the top. Not at the very bottom of the page, but up a little bit and go pretty close to the top. And I'm going to start, tree trunks are thicker at the bottom and they get skinnier and skinnier as they get up higher, as the branches get smaller and smaller. So I'm going to start my tree about here. It can be wavy, it doesn't have to be a straight line. And I'm going to try to get that little bit thinner and a little bit thinner and a little bit thinner. The tree also has roots on the bottom. So maybe I'm going to start out with a root over here. And I'm going to add some more roots as I make the bottom of my tree thicker and come in thinner and thinner as I go up. Just fill that in. Maybe I'm going to have a piece of a root coming out over here towards the back. And just fill that in all the way. Now, you can make your tree a little wider if you want to. Maybe I'll take it just a teeny little bit wider on this side. Okay, now for the branches. If you notice, the branches grow up from the trunk of the tree and come out. They grow up and out that way. They don't just stick straight out. So you want to come up from the bottom and then bring out. First we're going to do the main branches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we can always add on to that. So from the base up and out. Now it gets thinner and thinner, remember? So there's one branch. Let's add a few more, wherever you want. And these also can be bent or gnarly looking. Again, they could be thicker, closer to the tree trunk, and then get thinner and thinner as you go up. So there's our basic tree. Now we're going to add some smaller branches to it. I am trying to get my paintbrush to a nice thin point over here on the paint. And I'm going to add some more branches, again coming out from the main branch. And you can even have some smaller branches coming off of those. And just keep going until you think you have enough branches. Maybe you want to throw a few really little ones in, coming off the side. Just make sure that as you get closer to the top, your branches are getting smaller. There's a tree. Now, for a fence. Now, you don't have to have the fence exactly where I have it. It can be back further, it could be down lower. You don't have to have one over here. Maybe you're going to put one going behind the tree. Totally up to you. It's your choice where you want to put the fence. The thing to remember is that all of the fence posts go straight up and down. If you put them sideways, that's okay, but if you look at this, it looks like the ones that are going a little bit crooked are falling over, and maybe that's the look that you want. If you want them to be nice and straight, then all of them should be straight up and down, parallel to the sides of the paper. If you want it to look like it's an old fence that's falling down, then you would make them a little crooked. So what we're showing here is perspective. Perspective is the idea that something is going further back in the distance. So things that are closer to you will be larger and closer to the bottom of the paper. Things that are further away from you are going to be smaller and further up on the paper. So therefore, this fence looks like it is going from this one in front of you further away, further back to the small one that is higher up. So to get that effect, I'm going to make one fence post here. It's just a straight line up and down. The next ones will be starting a little bit higher up and be a little bit smaller. And see how many fence posts you want to put in there. I'm getting smaller and higher up. Okay, so now this fence post is going to be going back in space. To make the crossbars on the fence, I'm going to pick two lines going from this one to this one. So here's one, here's two. Now to go from this one to this one. By doing each one individually, you're also giving the look and feel that the fence is curving around a little bit. And maybe that's the only fence that you want to put in there. Maybe you want to put another one on the other side. Again, it's totally up to you. Maybe you want to have this one show that it's going behind the tree. There's one. There might be one behind the tree over there that you don't see. Another one over here. And this would be going the same way as the other one. So we've got two fences going on here. I'm going to take some of this white paint, put it over here, and I'm going to add a little bit of water to it just to thin it down a little bit. Just add some water. And I'm going to make some snow on the branches of the trees. You really should wait until your tree and fence is dry. So you can just add some snow to all the branches, even to the top of the fence post. Snow is going to be gathering on there, the top and the bottom. Even on the top of the post itself, snow's going to gather up. You can get all of your branches. And just keep going until you feel that you have enough on here. I'm going to pretend that that's finished now. So now we want to make it look like it's snowing. We have some of these white spatters on here. So in order to do that, we have to thin down this paint a little bit more. So we're going to add a little bit more water to it. It's got to be pretty runny. And make sure you have your table covered if you do this at home. So now, in order to get the spatter, I'm going to use my finger and the paintbrush, and I'm just going to tap it. Get some more paint and tap. You don't need a lot. There you go. We've got a snowy day. All right, guys. That's about it. Good luck with this. Have fun.